No.
Alright. By popular request, an instructional on how to do my at-home aeroponics. If you look here, these are the materials that you need: a bucket, a tomato cage, a lid. I picked up this real small pump that has a threaded 1/2-inch output here. That comes in easy when it comes to attaching the PVC. But basically you can use a 3-gallon bucket, 5-gallon bucket, 6-gallon bucket, however much you want for your reservoir. This is going to go down into the center of the bucket there, and you can do your measurements for everything depending on how big your bucket is. But this is a threaded T on the inside. We just take that and screw it on there. That will give us divert it to 2 channels spraying. This is 3.5 inches and 3.5 inches. Just happens to be the right width to fit down into the bucket nicely. Put your elbows on as well. They're just slip elbows. And then these were, I believe, like 7.5 inches long. What I wanted to do was get it to where it's tall enough to where it's going to be hitting the net cup. You can kind of experiment and cut. Then you just needed a threaded male end for each side, and then a little sprinkler top. I took the little filter things out just because they seem to clog up pretty easy. So there's no filter on there, but it doesn't seem to be terrible without it. Screw those on. Just check where your sprayers are going to be. Make sure they're pointing at each other in the middle there. For my cord, I used just a little, same PVC cutter. I just cut a little notch in the bucket there so that the cord can pop out. Just start with a standard lid, and I used I believe it's a 3-inch hole saw bit. Cut a hole in the center. It eventually looks like that. And then I took a tomato cage, and it was a little bit long, so I trim it and leave just maybe like 1 inch or so. And then I'll poke a hole. I'll line it up and poke holes in there, and then you can see I just pushed it through and then bent it over. So now you can see it's a really good cage with the top. It's real secure. And you just pop that on, and you've got your garden. You just need to fill it up with the reservoir, or your reservoir, with your nutrient solution. Put your net cup in here with your plant already started. Obviously, if there's roots coming out the bottom, it's going to be better. I've started them successful with even no roots coming out. The sprayers get it pretty well. Alright, so we'll go outside and look at one in action now. Alright, so here's the tomato out in action. You do need a plug, obviously, because it's got the pump, so just make sure you've got electrical source. I stuck these up as just they were handy laying around. I just stuck them up to try to reflect some of the sun off the bucket to keep the water temperature low. That is the one thing I seem to have to worry about with this, because the pumps generate just a little bit of heat, and then with the sun your temperatures can get a little bit warmer than what you'd be used to. You can see on my eggplant here, I just buried it. You can do the same thing here. It's just keeping the sun directly off of it. But then you can see here, when I lift it up, my sprayers are going. I've got a killer root section here. You can see, I mean, it's just huge roots growing in there. Nice healthy roots. And I just top the water off and just do like everything else, a reservoir change, about every 3 weeks or so. I just started to give this some flowering solution, and probably on the next change here it'll just be straight flower solution, and it'll be ready to rock and roll here. I've got quite a few flower sites, as you can see. Nice bushy tomato, it's looking good. The eggplants, same thing, eggplant's doing great. If you have any questions on it, feel free to hit me up. The whole system maybe is like 28 bucks. I think I added it up. Pretty simple and pretty affordable. Thanks for checking it out.